we have new members joining in. I think it will be very important for us to motivate them and say, no matter what, if you goofed up for once, you will have more lectures and people will forget. It's just 1 hour. So it's okay if you goofed up. It's okay if you made a mistake. It's okay if the presentations were not right. It's okay. So a lot of motivation which goes with the peer is more important. Instead of a senior coming and telling us, if we do it internally, it makes a huge difference. And finally, all of this leads to strengthen our own family. By this, like we say, it's not me, it's we. We are absolutely strengthening the whole family of Sandhan by saying it's not about me being good, you being good. It's just that our entire team is too good. Next, please. Just a quick reminder again of this, and excuse me if I'm demeaning you all by showing the process of communication, but this is important for us to know that now that we know we have something to share, now that we know that we have a facility to share, we also know that there are other friends like us waiting at the other end to receive information. The question is, how do we communicate? So how do we communicate? The easiest, what we've been very, very friendly and comfortable with is our phones, basically. It's easier for us immediately to just have our phone with us and send an SMS. But how many people do we do that to? A couple of friends, a few seniors, maybe somebody whom we really want to prove that, wow, see, this is what I've done. You thought I could never do it. Here's an SMS. I just gave one lecture in Sandhan and I'm here. Just about 4, 5, 10, 12 SMSs, nothing more than that. What happens to the other people? What happens to the people from different streams? What happens to the extended Sandhan family? So here we made a choice of having a good channel which could reach more and more people. Next, please. So we came up with the idea of having an e-group. An e-group is nothing but basically an electronic group. It sounds pretty technical for certain people who are not very technically savvy, but it's a very, very simple thing. It's almost like your email. It's just like about sending mails to everybody. But the advantage of e-group is that it's not a one-to-one. In fact, it is both. It is a one-to-one and it is a many-to-many communication. So I can reach one person whom I want to, and I can also reach a lot of people at the other end. So I don't have to do all these efforts of sending SMSs or waiting for another workshop like this for our work to display. So this is one advantage of it. It enhances teamwork across geographically distributed groups, which is a very big problem. It's not a problem, it's an issue in our case that we are geographically distributed. We live in different areas, we don't even know the people of our own stream. So in that situation, it is a good idea to have an e-group where you can communicate with people whom you will perhaps not see in the next 1 year, maybe sometime, maybe by the end of the next year or in the beginning of the next academic year when we meet up like this. But we'll at least know people by their names, we'll at least know people through the e-group. Next. And then communication can happen interactively and simultaneously. So I don't need to wait for anyone else to finish and then I'm going to start. So here I am typing one email to you, and then there is somebody else who is also doing that. And then by the time you're reverting, there is somebody else who has made a communication. So it's not about waiting for somebody to finish for you to start. All of us can do this simultaneously, and it's interactive because there is a facility of response and feedback that is available. It's easy to share lecture content. So again, this whole process of sending emails, of sending lecture content becomes really easy. And then I think as subject experts, I think all of us believe in this thing of knowledge and information not being an individual's property. But then with the e-group, we have actually practiced it, because a lot of people from the other streams have also forwarded their mails and their presentations just to give an idea of what the format would look like. Or how about including some pictures in your presentation? Or how about adding a video, which I have used and maybe you could use in your subject too. So this facility is also available through the e-group. And very importantly, gatekeeping prevents exchange of unnecessary and offensive communication. Now e-group has this facility of having a manager. So what happens is the mail first goes to the manager, he screens it, and only to the extent if there is any offensive communication, if there is rude communication, because we don't mean to demotivate anybody. The same thing could be simplified, it could be diluted, and it could still be communicated. So in that case, we have a gatekeeping there, but this is not to restrict information. It is just so that we have a healthy communication since it's happening on a very, very large scale. Now, there have been certain issues in e-group communication which we faced so far, and the most important is the first one, is that it's too simple. And since it's too simple, we just tend to ignore it. It's so simple that you can easily just type a mail and then send it across, and then so many people are receiving it. The idea of it being so simple sometimes just let me feel, why do I need to do it? It's okay. Okay. So that's one problem that we have faced because people have not come up with actual reasons कि हम क्यों e-group use नहीं कर रहे हैं. It's only that हाँ easy है, आता है, पर ठीक है. So that's one. Second is lack of information. कभी कभी नहीं पता है कि आपको मेल कैसे सेंड करना है या कैसे ड्राफ्ट करना है या कभी लैंग्वेज बैरियर्स हैं, लेकिन ऐसा यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं है. एनी लैंग्वेज, क्योंकि हम सब कोई इंग्लिश या मतलब सबका बैकग्राउंड वो नहीं है. इफ यू आर सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट्स, यू आर सब्जेक्ट एक्सपर्ट्स. सो इट्स ओके इफ इन इट हैज टू बी कम्युनिकेटिव, एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो इट्स ओके टू सेंड दोज messages, those mails across, and it's a very, very simple format. For more, we can have a demonstration as well after this, so you will know of how it works. Unsure of response, I think we're anticipating only the bad. कि अगर मैंने यहाँ पे मेल किया या अगर मैंने एक मैसेज डाला और किसी ने उस पर रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया तो, so it's almost like not even mustering the courage to take the first step. So I don't even know if I'm going to be there and if I'm going to be a pro at the e-group. The point is I am not even initiating a communication. So I think that has been one reason where we think कि हमें नहीं पता या हमने एक बार कोशिश करी पर किसी का रिस्पॉन्स नहीं आया, सामने किसी ने अपलोड नहीं किया, किसी ने अप्रिशिएट नहीं किया, किसी ने कुछ किया नहीं, so I'm not sending it. But just forget about it. There will be times where people might not be able to respond, but then there are other times, and so many good examples, where we've had a trail of messages, where people have responded. It's just your good day maybe. So it's okay. I mean, like, why not take a chance and just say, I mean, I will do it. And the other idea is, the most important again is to take it for granted. Like the way we just wake up every morning and we know the sun is going to be there no matter what. So what if I don't look at it? It's just like that. E-group has been existing. It's in place. Everybody is using it. So what if I don't use it? So the idea is that we take it too much for granted. And the dates only if it's my lecture, I will go back and I will see if somebody has responded or I want to write. But we don't use it. The whole idea and the essence of the e-group is that our mails, our communication is the only asset that e-group has. उसका जो पूरा मटेरियल है उस पे कोई और ज़्यादा लिस्टिंग्स नहीं है, जो हमारे कम्युनिकेशन है वही वहाँ पर लिखे हुए हैं. So in fact the entire wealth of an e-group is only the communication that you and I make on it. So we just have to add to it again and again. Just to give you a glimpse of what this e-group looks like for people who use it and don't use it very regularly. Next please. This is the home page. So you have a lot of listings here, you have a lot of information that is available over here, which is not just related to Sandhan, but then there is a lot of other information in terms of news which could interest us. In terms of higher education, there is a lot of news available here. Next. This is what the member list looks like. So you have a list of everybody. I still have a question which I will ask you later about this. Next please. This is an example of a communication that we've had.